Thank you guys for joining us. We are live from the Flow Studio. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great start to your week. Again, yes, I've been out a little bit, so if I'm a little rusty, please let me know. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. But yes, my name is Danny. Sam's here. We're all here today. We're going to show you how to. Good. All
That's
right,
great.
Sam, giving me the thumbs up. All right, so today we are actually going to go ahead and show you guys how to bring a little color to your business, and we're going to have a lot of information for you to share. So make sure you stay tuned for the entire live. But again, I hope you guys are having a great day. Like I mentioned, Sam's here.
Woo!
And yeah, and we're glad you're here too, joining us for another live. So we do appreciate you. Along the way, let us know. Let us know where you're watching from, because we started something fun here between the people that have watched from the beginning. And we've been trying to locate everyone to see where everyone's watching from. So we started a whole little doc here, and we
hmm
are crossing off states. And so far, we're crossing off a lot. So we want to make sure you let us know where you're watching from. We want to cross you off the list, and let's see if we can hit more than the 50 from the 50 states, and maybe even further, because I know we've had some people join us from actually Europe, so that's been pretty cool. So we do appreciate it. But again, uh, we appreciate you guys for support. We've been here for doing this for quite a while, so we appreciate it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the last couple of lives. I believe it's been very, very great. A lot of information. So along the way, if you do have questions, please let us know. We will gladly answer those questions for you. So again, like I mentioned, today we're going to be talking a little color, a little sublimation here today on the live. So if you're looking into starting a sublimation business, or interested in sublimation, but don't know how to start or what sublimation is, this is the live for you. So hope you stay for the entire thing and ask those questions. Questions, Sam?
They are so fast with the states that they're in that I'm
Hey,
struggling to keep up. But everyone says, welcome back, Danny.
thank
They're
you.
all saying hello.
Hi guys, how are you? Feliz martes a todos, ¿cómo están? Espero que todos estén bien. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Tenemos un live hoy muy interesante. Vamos a hablar de la sublimación y cómo darle un poco de color a su negocio. So, si tienen preguntas para darles una respuesta, también pueden agradecer a todos desde el principio, y por su soporte. Gracias a todos. Quiero dar gracias a todos a ustedes aquí. Y no se preocupen, aquí estamos para sus órdenes. Cualquier cosa que necesiten, por favor, manden su mensaje. All right. So what else is going on in the chat? Anything else? Any questions?
Yes. So there's people in here that are excited to catch the live today.
Great.
One person in particular said that they just got the F170 yesterday.
Awesome. Perfect. That is perfect. So again, make sure, just to give you a little heads up, we do have a YouTube channel that can guide you on how to actually set up your F170 on. You go and you notice the packaging, but it does come with a QR code. Scan it. You might recognize a voice here and there, and maybe even some hands in that video.
Catch these hands.
You might recognize some of these hands in that video. We'll walk you through from start to finish on how to set up your F170. So check it out. If you catch the information you need here, trust me, you can go to our YouTube channel and catch the information. And which reminds me, please go subscribe to all our channels, whether it's on Instagram, on Facebook group, on our YouTube channel, which probably watching there. Please subscribe. There's a lot of great information there, from podcasts, past podcast episodes, to past live information episodes, and a lot of information. So yes, make sure you subscribe to there. Yes, Sam.
So a couple things. One, I want to say that our buddy Catherine just said hello. So hey,
Catherine, how are you?
Two, I want to make sure that I caught everybody's state. So I'm just going to read through them really quick. So I have Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Nevada, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Texas, and Vermont.
Wow.
If I'm missing your state, please let me
know. That's quite a list. That's awesome. Real quick, and I'm asking, yes, go ahead.
Okay. So someone just said that they ordered theirs last week, but the order's still not fulfilled. Behind. I know the F170 just got restocked very soon, or is getting restocked. So let me double check on that right now, but that might be the situation. And I got Delaware added to the mix. Thank you, Delaware.
There you go. Awesome. Thank you guys for playing here. But I think it's a great little game that we started here. Again, we want to know where you guys are from. Next thing we want to do, we want to make sure we know what kind of projects that you guys are making. So if you have time, we're gonna kind of know what kind of makers are you guys making? Whether you guys like we're doing today, you guys are engravers. What do you guys do? Type of projects that you guys are working on, the type of projects that you want to do. That way we can get ideas here on the live as well. maybe help you on the next level as well with any information or questions. Yes.
They want to know if you were singing the state song today.
No, I wasn't, but with a little practice, I might be able to do it next week.
I've never heard the state
You've
song.
never heard the state song? Really?
So.
I'm gonna have to show it to you. I'll play it for Sam after the live. No, after the live. I need to warm up. But again, thank you guys for being here. We couldn't be doing this without you guys. So your time join us and watch us here. So with that said, I hope you guys had a great weekend. I know Sam had a great weekend. She was busy doing market, and by what she said and she told me, it went great. How about you guys? Were you guys at a market? And the only reason why that's because we're getting to the point where it's being spring break is here, or at least for here in Arizona. So there's a lot of kids and activities. My kiddos are at school enjoying the spring break. So are you guys at the same phase too? Are you guys spending time with the kids? Are you guys doing farmer markets? Are you guys setting up somewhere in the shop? Let us know. Sam, how did it go this weekend?
It was good. I was busy for sure. I took a lot of stuff out. People were really enjoying it. I think the biggest thing people were excited about was that I had a clean setup and I had thank you bags.
Let me stop you real quick. You're not using the Sam cam.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, what's up? I heard that. I heard about that. So that's something new, right? They're sad there. I heard this was a big hit. I heard there was one that's
it's a Sam cam, not a John cam. I know you're here today, but it's not going to be a Danny cam.
That's okay. I don't want it to be a Danny cam. I'm good with it. I'm fine.
Chat, let me know if you disagree. Just remember, I'm going to call your face. So.
Yeah, so it sounds like you were this weekend. That's awesome. We're spring break here for some of the schools here in Arizona. Are you guys in the same place? You guys are in spring break also. Are you guys taking that time to do events or to spend time with the crowd? Please let us know. What is your top seller right now as well? Sam, what is it for you right now that you're at this point of the year? What is it? Because we have Easter coming up. We have Father's Day. So a lot of things that are coming up during this time of the year with graduations. I mean, I got one of them coming up for myself and my family. So a busy year at this time of the year. What is it for you right now and coming up ahead?
Well, first of all, there's a couple things. One, I want to say that people are answering your questions. I want to give you the answers from the people here. So Catherine still doesn't know the song. She's asking for it but doesn't know it. Shame on you, Catherine. No. And then someone said that they recently moved to Arizona with their favorite suppliers. Thank you, Callie Joe, for that.
Thank you for that. We appreciate that.
And then Sheila said that she's a laser engraver. Maybe Sublimation one day you will make it look so easy. And then Shelly is an engraver with lots of embroidery. She's also done sublimation. She has my old Rico gave out. I'm guessing that's one of her machines.
Yeah.
And then she does laser, sublimation, and UV resin.
There you go. Many crafts.
Victoria said she has an EcoTank 3850. So we'll be talking a little bit about the F170 because it's specifically a sublimation printer.
That's right. So make sure you stay through this live.
And then I also added Michigan just because people told me they were at the Michigan Summit. So I think they're here honorarily.
Yeah.
If you made friends in Michigan and they're local, make sure you tag them so that we can really earn that state. And then people are saying hello to me because of SamCam.
There you go.
And then someone's asking if we can help them printing the sub files downloaded from Epson. They say they can't get it to print the correct size to sublimate it. So if you already set it so it doesn't print the whole sheet. So it could even just be like what you're printing from. I know we usually use Adobe, so it might just be the program that you're using. So just double check, and maybe if there's a different program, check that out too. But yeah. Oh, and then someone named John from it's a small company. I think it's called MakerFlo. He said John Camp.
Okay. I don't know either. next question or next comment. Can you block that person? Great, awesome. Well, great. Keep coming. The question keeps coming along. Please send your questions along. We're here to answer them whenever you have. Again, for especially the one with the design, right? That's a great question because that's what we're going to talk about a little bit. So we'll get into that in a bit. Any announcements that we want to share?
Yeah. I think. So I'm being better with the SamCam.
There you go.
So that I earned the title. But we do need to make an announcement about the next episodio of Hecho con Razón con Karin. 30 de marzo.
30?
No, 30. Back to you, Danny.
Oh, thank you. Oh, sure. That's a great announcement. Yeah, sí. Vamos a tener un nuevo episodio de 30 de este mes con cariños y va a ser algo muy diferente. So, si no se lo van a perder, si han perdido los episodios que han pasado, van al canal de YouTube en español, no se los pierdan. También tenemos varios videos con información, con transformaciones, con proyectos. Van a verlo, van a suscribir. Por favor, ayudemos a nosotros, a otros, para empezar, seguir apoyándonos a otros y crecer al mismo tiempo. Awesome. Anything else?
No. So I heard that our mics are going in and out a little bit.
Really?
So I'm looking at this little thing here. There's not much we can do with that.
That's weird.
So we can try, let's see, maybe try unplug it, plug it back in.
If you want.
I can do that.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah. We'll see. Try to make sure you didn't unmute us or mute us at all. Hopefully you guys can still hear us. And if it sounds better, great. If not, let's get to it. I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget, we do have a couple of virtual fairs that we're going to be appearing in, and we'll send more information as well as it gets closer. We also are going to be at next laser in August in Texas, so keep an eye out there for that as well. If you're in around, we'll send more information on that as the time gets closer. But besides that, let's get to the most important part here, the crafting and the information, which you guys are going to fully blow your mind away. So with that said, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to hand it over to Sam, and let's get going. All right? Enjoy, guys.
Okay. It sounds pretty good, I think. We'll see. Okay. So, guys, so the live today, we're actually going to be talking about our friend, the Epson F170. Oh, I should have gone the other way. There it is. The Epson F170. So this guy is a mighty little machine here. And what's really cool about it is it's specifically a sublimation printer. So the big deal about this is not only is it a desktop size printer, which means you have it in your craft room or your creator space, she shed, if you will, but it can live there with you, which is great. And then I did have an answer too that I forgot to reiterate while I was back there, and it's on your second screen. It says that the Epson will ship on March 23rd, I think is what it says right under.
Right.
Okay. So for our friend here who said that they ordered it and it hasn't shipped yet, it's not fulfilled. I know we were getting more of the Epsons in, so that goes along with the price. We got Epsons, but they're taking a minute to arrive. So that date will update on the live page as well. So if that changes, just kind of take a peek there, and that'll give you an update to when that is happening. So, but yeah, will you give me the new price on the Epson for those who did not know?
Yeah, absolutely. It was $499, now it's $399.
So $499 down to $399. So that is a significant price break. So if you guys were like on the fence about whether or not you wanted to get one of those Epsons, this is the moment to do so while that price is nice and low. I will tell you, while you're at it, might as well pick up some extra ink because the ink also went down in price.
That's right.
So make sure you're checking those out. If you haven't seen the email yet from John, then you're missing out because we did send out a lot of information about that as well, that we kind of see the difference there. But yeah, so make sure you guys are checking that out. If you have questions on the price breaks, on why that machine is better than a machine that is not made for sublimation, let us know. I'll give you a few of my favorite things about the Epson F170 as far as that versus a regular not sublimation printer. Yes, Dan.
So we got a question actually about does it ink?
Shelly, that's a great question. It absolutely includes the ink. So it's going to come with the full size bottles that I have. I did it the right way this time. That I have right behind me. I will say those full size bottles will fill the ink reservoir, and then there's some extra afterwards, right, Danny?
Yes. Yeah. So as you fill it up, actually,
you should go to Danny Cam, I think, for this.
All right, there, happy. All right, so as you do fill it up, it will take some of the actual ink, which it will take exactly the entire thing leftover. Trust me, it will not. You will not have to refill it. It lasts a long time. So even if with the bottles that you have, they'll last you a while. So don't worry about that. And I when I mean a while, I truly mean it a while. They will last you a while.
Back to me. It's pretty cool, right?
Real quick,
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, but happy St. Patrick's Day, guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I hope you guys have a great day. Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Danny, where's your green? I don't see it at Danny Cam.
Yeah.
Not me. To the side. Whoops. Okay. But anyway, so back to the Epson F170. So why I think I prefer it over a converted printer is one, you don't have to mirror your image. So for the people that print, normal things and then go into print items, this one is specifically a sublimation printer. So you won't have to mirror your images, which is fantastic. On top of that, the printer itself, the way that it's built, the nozzle heads are a bit stronger because sublimation ink is a bit heavier than regular ink. So it's designed to take that sublimation ink versus a regular printer that is not designed with a sublimation ink. Yes.
So I'm sorry to say that they are saying that the audio is in and out, but it says that on Instagram it sounds great, and on YouTube it's not. So maybe it's actually just YouTube with the issue.
Maybe YouTube can try to refresh.
Yeah. So if you want to maybe just refresh your page if you're on YouTube.
Danny's asking you from the Danny Cam.
Refresh it, maybe that would help. But if we're hearing that on Instagram, it's fine. Maybe it's actually just YouTube.
It's not you, it's YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so hopefully that'll help out. But yeah, so back to why I think you should get the Epson F170 over a converted printer. So we talked about the mirroring, we talked about the nozzle heads. Another big thing that I will tell you is just the color distribution. So that's another big thing that's important with sublimation because there's only 4 different inks that are in there, right? So all those colors mix together to make all of the different colors of the sublimation rainbow. So when I say that, let me show you kind of what I mean. So I've got some images back here that I printed, and I'll show you the first one. And again, just a reminder, those are the 4 colors. So black, yellow, cyan, magenta. All 4 of those make all of these. Like, look at this design here. So definitely all the in-between colors, and then not even that. This by itself, it's not nearly as vibrant as it will be once it gets printed out. So that's going to be so much more vibrant. And this is going to be one of our water bottle images, in case you weren't sure where I was going to put this. But yeah, so all of those colors will make these fantastic colors, which is pretty awesome. Did anybody have any specific questions about the Epson F170?
Just the price right now. They're asking if the price is the price on the inks. How long is the price on the inks?
So it's not a sale technically. It did come down in price. That was directly from Epson. So as of right now, that is the price that it will stay for until Epson tells us otherwise. Basically, John, if you're still on here, I know you can't jump on your camera, but please let us know if I am incorrect in thinking that. But I believe that is the case.
He said inks will be priced.
Cool. So all right, there you go. So inks forever, printer, and Epson system. Yeah, so great time to stock up on that. Yes.
This is a great one. I'm going to put it up here because Shelly's asking what size does it print?
Great question. So it's actually, if you've checked our site and you see all the different paper sizes, it's going to be the smaller 2 sizes. So the 8.5 by 11 and the 8.5 by 14. Those are going to be the size of paper that it prints. I want to say that it technically gets a little bit bigger that it can print from, but not much. On the site, it should have the exact specs if you want to grab those, Danny.
Yeah.
And then as we're kind of going through everything, we're going to start talking next about like the different kits that we have for sublimation. Then we'll move into kind of how you can actually make 10,000, which is the conversation that we advertise off of your sublimation printer. So we'll get into that shortly. But yes.
Hold on. Where is it up? Specs.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, say that one more time.
So we're just looking for the max paper size.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the. Sorry.
And then for those of you that are
8.5 by 11 and up to 8.5 by 14.
So the 2 that I referenced.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You were right. Yes.
Cool. So if it does take a little larger than that, we don't have it on the site, but those 2 paper sizes will work perfectly for it. And you can do most of the tumblers with that. I'll say that most of the ones that are going to fit in Well, actually, all of the ones that are going to fit in the tumbler press should be able to print with that. So that's kind of a good thing to know those two go together, right? Cool. So, any other questions that we have so far before I kind of get into what we have available kit-wise on the site so you can kind of look into sublimation?
No questions.
Okay.
Last one was the size.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go onto my computer really quick. We're going to pull it up on the screen. That way you guys can see what's going on as well. Let me go ahead and just get that going real quick. Okay. And then Danny, yep, there you go. And then you should be able to click down below. See the little to the left or over below? And then right over where there's the two. Yep, there we go. Cool. And then let me go and share my screen really quick, and then we'll be there. Perfect. Okay. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to the MakerFlo site really quick. Should be sharing.
It's wrong. I think it's this.
That one, yeah. Sorry.
There it is.
Oh. Perfect. Cool. Okay. So now we have the website up right now. Okay. Maybe get rid of the. So if you just turn it not blue on the second one, yeah, we should be good to go. Okay, perfect. So guys, this is the MakerFlo site. So this is where we want you to go really quick to go ahead and check out all of the sublimation options. So like we were saying, if you're talking about potentially introducing color into your business, but you're not sure where to start, this is a great place. So let's go ahead and we'll go to sublimation on the site. And then when you're going to the sublimation tab, you're going to be able to see all the different things. We're going to click on kits and bundles. And then we're going to start here. Yes, Danny.
So we have a question, and they're asking, will there be a replay of this? Because they arrived late because of part issues.
That's okay. So that's all right that you arrived late. No worries at all. Basically, what's going to happen is we will have this available for replay directly after the live happened. So if you go to YouTube, it's even in our story actually. So if you after this, you can just go to our Instagram, which is on Facebook too, and you can just click on the link to join the live, and you can see the replay. All right, cool. So now we're on the sublimation kits, guys. So on here, this is where you can kind of see where all of the different kit items are. Now you will see some single items like the tumbler pack, like the oven, the printer, that kind of thing. But this also shows you kind of the inclusive kits. So depending on like your level of startup ability, this is where you want to take a peek. So what I would say, if you're not sure yet and you want to just kind of get your toes wet, the first thing that you can really look into would be the sublimation mini kit. So we have this here. So we'll go ahead and we'll break that open in just a moment. But the sublimation mini kit, which also has an option to come with the mini heat press. So that one is going to be the one that you'll need just to kind of start off. So here it is right here. So this comes with the mini heat press right there. It's going to come with all of the different prints. It's going to come with all of these different tools as well. So that way you can kind of just test it out, get your feet wet, see if you like it, and really just kind of see what sublimation is about. Now, once you get this kit and you love it, that's when you want to move on to something like with the printer with that Epson F170 or the oven, the cut press, things like that. But this is just a great way to get your feet wet. And for the price it is now, $110, it's a really good way to get started. You think about all the different blanks that come with it. We do 2 of each for a good reason. We want you to be able to practice, and then we also want you to be able to complete a finished item. So that way you can kind of practice with it, make sure you get it right. Or some people that are really good get it right from the get. So you might have 2 completed items from each of the little things that you get. So definitely a good way to kind of see what's out there. But yeah, let's go ahead and switch. We'll turn this camera off, and then maybe we can go to the overhead and we'll look for the mini kit and see what comes in there. Perfect. Okay, then you want to switch over to the overhead. Beautiful. Cool. So guys, this is that sublimation mini kit. I will tell you here, what's really nice about this kit, it does come with pre-printed prints. So the best thing about that is all of those prints were made with the Epson F170. So the way that I know that is because I went into Pierre's office a little earlier today, And I actually saw he had 3 printers going, printing out these mini kit prints. So just know that if you did enjoy the Sublimation mini kit, if you like the way the colors transfer and everything like that, it's because they were printed with that Epson F170. So definitely a good place to start. Now we'll open that up. You're going to notice a few things in here. One, you have a QR code for tutorials and for feedback. So if you have any questions about how to do things, you don't know your settings, things like that, you can go ahead and click on this. I'm not click on it, but go ahead and hover over this with your phone and then click on the link, and then there you go. Also to the side of that is a feedback form. So let's say you still had trouble with something. Let's say you don't think something was explained or you don't understand it. Just give us some feedback. That way we can improve it for next time. And once you get inside of the kit, you'll have all of the things you need to get started. So you're going to have your heat glove, so this way you don't burn yourself. You're going to have your tape for sublimation. You're going to have your toolkit, which is going to have scissors, a weeding tool, a straightening tool, and tweezers. You're going to have 2 of the kitchen tea towels. You're going to have your 2 wind spinners, which are double-sided as well. You're going to have your coasters. Then you're going to have your luggage tags and straps. Then you'll have your 2 bottle openers, your pouches, and these are glittery, shimmery pouches. See that shine? And then you'll have your prints. So these are what we're talking about that are printed with the Epson F170 and with our MakerFlo sublimation paper that is pretty amazing. I haven't heard any complaints about it yet. So it'll have all your prints in here. That way, while you're just trying it, you can have everything that you need to try it. And this has a print for every single blank that's in there. So what do we think, guys? Who's seen this before? What do we think? Oh, and there's more. Here's also your time and temp sheet. So this is going to come in there as well. It's going to have all of your times and temps for every single item that is in your kit and then some. And then parchment paper, because who doesn't need parchment paper when you are making these prints? Pretty cool, right? All right, guys. So what are your thoughts? What does everybody think of these?
We got that kit is awesome.
Right? Now we're going to work on this kit a little bit. We're going to do 1 or 2 items from here just real quick before we move on to the Epson and talk more about what else it can do. So let me know which of the items that I showed you guys you want to see us sublimate on. So again, we have the coasters, the tea towels, the pouches, wind spinners, bottle openers, luggage tags. First one that I see come up in the chat, that's the one we're going to do. So what do you guys want to see us practice with? Let's see it.
See what they are in there.
How many blanks? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 blanks, full-size tape, full-size toolkit, and glove.
Larry said, great kit. We got that kit 2 weeks later. You're buying the F170.
Right? See, that's what I'm saying. This is a gateway to the F170.
So we got votes for bottle opener, tea towel, spinner, and bag. So 1 of them each.
All right. Well, which one was first?
To be honest with you, I think the bottle opener came in first on
That's
Instagram.
It.
But yes.
Let's do it then. Bottle opener it is. Okay. So I'm going to put everything back in the box except for the bottle opener and my design. Okay. So I'll just leave that to the side for now. We've got our bottle opener, and the bottle opener does come in a little bag, so make sure you take that little bag off. I'm going to move all of my cup prints to the side as well. Perfect. Okay, cool. So now I have my little bottle opener. I will go ahead and grab a design for that. So you have all of these that come in the kit. So we're going to have the cold beer. We're going to have like another beer one, adventure, and stay sassy. Let's go ahead and do the adventure one. That sounds fun. And we'll cut that out with our scissors that are found in the little toolkit. Fun fact I will say about sublimation is anything that you print onto this paper with that sublimation ink is sublimatable. So even this word bottle opener right here that's meant just to be a label, that actually is sublimatable. So if you wanted to put that on your bottle opener, you could. In fact, I kind of think I want to now. I said that you can. So maybe we'll do that. Okay, so we got this. And then we're going to go ahead and cut out the bottle opener as well, because I haven't done that before. So we'll try that. And then let me know, guys, if you have specific questions kind of on how to do any of this. But basically, the big secret of how to make that kind of sum of money from using a printer like this is just making sure that you keep at it. So when I say that, what I mean is every day you should be doing something. And I mean, that's a good tool to kind of keep in your back pocket for your printer anyway, because you do want to run it every so often so that it won't clog up. Oh no, the only thing that I will say, this wasn't, for some reason, the bottle opener is not mirrored.
That's the only part that's in the mirror?
Yeah, it's because Pierre's really smart, and he must have known not to mirror this part, but to mirror all of that. So I can put this on here, but it won't be mirrored. So I'm going to have to reach out to the manufacturer about these wasted words, but I still want to put them on there, so they're going to be backwards.
Kayla, I hope that she just asked about that actually, so I hope that actually answered your question. But she did answer. She did ask the question.
Yeah.
Said that this is what she said. So the sound was going out on YouTube, but I did hear you say earlier that the F170 automatically mirrored.
It does. So that means Pierre had to work extra hard to unmirror these while also mirroring everything else, which is a lot of work, right? But the fact is that it can still do all those things. So what I will say is, if, like, say you have a situation like this where you don't want it to be mirrored, you can go into your settings and you can change it. So there is a way to fix it, but the nice thing about Sublimation Printer is it's one of those you have to worry about because it's automatically mirrored for you. So good questions, guys, and I'm really glad we saw that today. I'm going to use my thick tape just because I like it more. And it pretty much covers everything. So, like, you don't have to use much of it, which is my favorite part. I'm going to go ahead and just tape this down toward the bottom. Awesome. And then I'm going to go ahead and tape this toward the top.
Well, Kayla, hopefully that helps you, because she did respond and she said, I've wasted so many prints forgetting to mirror on my current printer.
See? And who wants to do that? Nobody. I thought I could just put these on the side. Yeah. Okay. They are, again, they're not going to be mirrored, but they are going to be sublimated. And then I usually get myself like a flat surface to sublimate on. And I did not get that this time. So I might have to bug Danny in a second here.
Yes.
To grab us a cutting board.
Yeah.
So I can leave this on to make it nice and flat.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so I went ahead and I taped the bottle opener words onto here, as well as the adventure and weight sign. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the parchment paper that came in my kit. Perfect. We'll use one of these old cutting boards. And we're going to go ahead and use this as an even kind of little flat surface so that I don't get the table super hot. All right, now, next thing we want to do, we have that all ready to go. Let's go ahead and check our handy dandy time and temp sheet. This is also on the website, so you do see it on there as well in case you don't get this kit and you need to know the sets or you lose it. So 380 for 100 seconds is what we want this to be at. So let me go ahead and adjust. This is that mini heat press, by the way, so you guys can see it. Here we go. That's it right there. We're going to go ahead and adjust it by just clicking the little temperature button, and then we'll go down to the setting we want, 380, and then we want it for 100 seconds. So then we'll go down to 100. And this will go up to 400 degrees. So in case anyone's wondering, that is the max on it. We did just set it for 380 at 100 seconds. So now just get down to 380. I'm going to go ahead and just use it beforehand because it's not that much warmer than it needs to be, so it should be fine. We'll go ahead and we'll use it. I do want to make sure I'm checking here for pressure as well. On my time and temp sheet, it says for the bottle opener to give it medium pressure. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and give it medium pressure and click start. So one thing that is super important, guys, is you want to make sure that your press is sitting flat on the item. Basically, you don't want it to go sideways like one way or the other. You want it to sit flat, because if you are resting it kind of sideways, then it's not going to have even sublimation, and it's not going to transfer the item through. So basically, you want to kind of just watch what you're doing with that. and make sure that it's laying nice and flat. And it makes sense, right? That you want the heated surface against as much of the image as possible, right? Let me know if that makes sense to everybody. If you guys have questions, let me know. And again, I'm applying medium pressure right now. Yes, Danny.
So, real quick, Shelly asked, wait, where did the heat press come from?
Oh, I had it hidden. No. So it was one of those. So basically, a little while ago, we were looking at the site at the kind of starter kits. So there is a starter kit on the site that's only 110, and it includes the heat press as well as a sublimation kit. So we wanted to show you kind of baby steps, how you would get into the Epson and everything else. So the baby step of this one was not only does it have the sublimation items, but all of the pages, the designs were printed with the Epson F170. So that Epson F170 put in a lot of work. All three of them that Pierre has in his office, and they're making all of these awesome kits for you guys. So these pages were all printed on the 8.5 by 11 paper, which means we could have even done a few more prints because we've gotten some more pages out of this one. I want to say we used to do the bigger ones and kind of cut them in half, but there's a lot going into this. It should be just about done. It does beep, but it's quietly. There it is. You guys hear that? All right, we'll go ahead and we'll move this from the item. I do want to go ahead and give it a second to cool because it is the stainless steel bottle opener, so it's going to be pretty hot. So we'll go ahead and just let that cool for a moment. Now, while that's cooling, we'll go ahead and we'll talk a little bit again about the Epson F170. So, Danny, I had some information you would bring up.
I was looking at it. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it.
It's the same page as the States.
Oh, just okay.
It's a different tab.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was looking for it.
So while Danny's grabbing that, I think this might be cool enough for me to peel. Yeah, it's still warm, but I think I've told most of you guys before, I used to work at Starbucks. So I don't have a lot of feelings in my fingers. So I'm going to show you guys that I'm doing this with my glove. But yeah, it's touchable. It's just warm. Okay.
And then real quick,
yes.
Desiree says, good evening. It's Ryan and Desiree. So
hey,
hello.
How's it going, guys?
How are you? And it's correct, this one? That one's good? Okay, great.
That's it. So I'm going to go ahead and just unpeel this really quick before we get into that. But yeah. So again, the letters aren't the correct way, but it does say bottle opener, right? So that shows me that transferred through. So at least that part of it was correct, right? Now let's check the adventure and weights portion of it. That looks pretty great. What do we think, guys? That color came through pretty vibrantly. And what's cool too is seeing the kind of sheet next to it and seeing how much color came out of it. So what I really like to do with sublimation is I really like to kind of look at the paper versus the image. So that way you can kind of see, like, if there is a lot of color still left over in your paper, then maybe you just need a little bit more time. So that's kind of your way to tell, if it was a user error, kind of what the situation is. Usually it's something that, you could have done a little differently. So looking at things like the paper is really going to help you kind of see where you might have went wrong or where you could do better next time. So like if I were to see a bunch of color on here, that tells me either A, I need more pressure, or B, I didn't leave it on there for long enough. So just a few things to think about. All right, cool. But we'll set this to the side. That's to show you how easy you can get started with just $110 into sublimation. So you have all the things that you'll need. Now,
just so you guys know, I actually go ahead and drop the link in the comments, so you guys can check out the actual on the website to see what it has with the prints, the blanks, and the prints.
Awesome. Now I'm going to come back around real quick and let's get started talking about how you can earn this 10K. So let's say you tried the mini kit, you loved it, or you didn't try the mini kit because you saw this special and you're like, hey, that's easy. I can do that. I don't need the mini kit. Here I go on to the next step. So let's say you get your Epson F170. The first thing you want to do is start using it. So when you open it up, you are going to see a QR code right inside of the box. That QR code will take you to a tutorial where we show you how to set it all up. So it's going to show you how to walk through the drivers, how to insert the ink, everything. You're going to see the whole thing from start to finish, exactly how it needs to be set up. So you'll set up your printer, and it took us maybe 5-10 minutes.
Which part?
Setting up the printer.
It takes a little longer.
I feel like the initializing steps are what take the longest.
It takes longer because then it's no more than
maybe 30 minutes.
If that, yeah. It's a really quick process. And again, it really walks you through everything step by step.
As far as like human effort, you're maybe putting 5 minutes into it. The rest of it is just kind of computer effort. Like it's just kind of initializing, running its little tests and measures, that kind of thing. So get your printer set up, and then the next thing, pick your product. So the product that we had, for example, was a tumbler. So with the tumbler, you can get one and charge anywhere between $25, $35 for it. And that just depends on the tumbler itself. Let me kind of show you one, for example. So something like this, one of our older tumblers without the twist-on lids and handles, something like this I would probably sell for $20. Okay, but let's say you had the newer version where you can add on the handle. That's definitely a $35 cut, especially when your design looks as pristine as this. You don't have any image issues. Okay, so you make one tumbler for $35, and then you keep doing that every day. You make another tumbler. Let's just average it out. Let's say that they're $30. What's going to happen is after a whole year where you're making these tumblers, you've netted $10,000 in just the actual making of tumblers. Now, let's say you want to do more, like you want to make like 10 in a day, and you're doing that for a few months. That's just as quickly going to build you up to that 10K. So it really just kind of depends on how much effort you're willing to put into this. But if you're consistently making products every day, this is how you're going to make your money. Regardless if you have a show that day, that week, you're going to have one eventually. You're going to have things on your store. People are going to buy things on days you don't expect them to buy things, and you need to be ready with your products. So this is kind of the way to do it. Does everybody out there feel like they can make at least 1 cup a day? Is that too much to ask? Let me know if anybody thinks you can't do that.
I think it's a fair question.
Yeah.
I think it's fair. Especially when you have
I can't see you.
You can't see me.
No.
She can't see me. I think it's a fair question. I think it's doable, especially when you have the right tools and the right equipment. Tutorials to follow along when you need them on our YouTube channel. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, I think it's really doable. All right, back to you.
Awesome. So I did see a question come through the chat asking if you can feel the prints. That's a great question. No, you cannot. So even though it looks like it's going to be super like it's going to have kind of rough edges or something like that, it's super duper smooth. You can't like, I can kind of show you that there's no, you can see it, right? That there's no indentation. But yeah, it's very smooth. You can't feel it. It's not sticky, nothing like that. Yes, Danny.
Are you able to feel sublimation with other printers?
Well, I think that the difference is like, say you use like color printing. Like with color printing, you can feel the prints on there, just like with UV-DTF, right? So the difference with this is not that it's not like a layer; it is infused with the actual material. So with sublimation, it's a heat transfer process, so that the ink just will live in that tumbler, whereas everything else is living on top of the tumbler. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
In versus on. No, that's a great question and a good call out. Yeah. Any questions so far, guys? Did anybody answer my question? Can we do 1 cup a day?
So I did get Kayla to answer. It's just I get the part, but it's getting the people to actually buy my stuff. I sell online. I'm not able to place like farmers market or street store things. So it is. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you just got to find your market.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think the thing is like finding your market could be tough, but the actual making process isn't. So what you need to do is build up your supply, build up your tools, make sure you really understand kind of how you're doing the process, get happy with the way that you're making it, like put in that practice, and you'll find that market. You just need to keep looking, keep broadening your horizons, keep trying different things. Make sure you're posting on your socials too. That's also really helpful. Maybe look for some community groups in your area, things like that. But you've got to just make sure that you keep making things, because let's say you find the perfect customer, but you don't have the products. What good does it do you? You gotta hope that customer is going to be available maybe later, like when you have the product that they want, right? So this is a good way to make sure that you're always ready for that next customer.
Did you speak a little bit about pricing
for the tumblers?
Tumbler?
Yeah. So I mean, the tumblers that we have here, like they all kind of range a little bit. So I mean, there's some that are as low as like $5 or $6 with the bulk pricing, and then some that go up to like $12, like the whole things like that.
I'm sorry, I misstate that. Kayla saying that she prices hers at 20.
Yeah.
So is that something that you would be hitting as far as pricing as well? Would you?
I would say it's a little low, maybe, because you have to think about like your material costs. You have to think about the time you put into it, and then you need to think about the effort. So, like, let's say you're just putting like a little simple like company logo, something like that. Like maybe 20 is reasonable, right? But if you're using like a 40-ounce cup with a handle, you've got a full wrap on top and on bottom, that is easy a $35 cup. Like that, there's no less than you should be charging for that. So I hope that makes sense. We really need to give Sublimation a chance. You do. You do. Ryan and Desiree, please give Sublimation a chance. If we're waiting for you, yeah, no, it's just a great way because if you think about it, like showing off like an engraved tumbler versus a sublimation tumbler, the first thing they're going to say when they see that engraved tumbler is like, "Oh, well, can you also make that colorful?" It's like, "Well, no, but I can give you this sublimation cup, right?" So there's other ways of putting color into your business as well. But the startup for that is usually quite a bit more. So this is just a really easy way to step in because you can always decide you want to go another route later. Like say your colorful tumblers are really making a mark, they're really doing great. You can always increase your business by adding something else on later, like a UV printer or adding UV PTF. Things like that are also options to have in your arsenal. All right. Any other questions?
Virginia sounds like she's having a little bit of sound issue. I don't know if it's just my microphone or yours or just in general. They did try to refresh it. I don't know where you're watching from, Virginia, if it's on
Looks
YouTube
like on
or
Facebook.
oh yeah, Facebook. Refreshing the page, maybe that would work. So maybe give that a try. But I'm not sure if it's just me or
yeah,
it's...
it looks like Ryan and Desiree are on Facebook too. Let us know if you guys are also having issues on Facebook. But yeah, definitely sorry about that. But hopefully that makes sense to everybody. And again, if this is something that like maybe you miss little bits here and there, it will be available for replay afterwards on YouTube. So you can always just click on the link for more story and watch the replay as well.
And then to rephrase, Kayla did say her 20 ounce are for $20 and then the 40 ounce are 45.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, you have that balance there. And I'd say if you're doing the 20s with the handles, at least 25. But maybe without a handle 20, I could see that for sure. And again, it also depends on your market, right? So like if you know you can only get a certain amount like in this area and you have to kind of make it work and it works within your production line, then more power to you. Just make sure you're not selling yourself short.
Kayla and Karen are saying it sounds a lot better on Instagram. So if you guys Instagram, so that's the way to go about it right now. Okay. So thank you guys for sharing that.
And thank you, Instagram.
Yes, thank you, Instagram. And then Joe's asking, any idea when the 40-ounce black maker twist handle will be back in stock?
The 40 ounce. Is there a date on the site?
Let me double check that.
So Danny's gonna look really quick. Typically, we try to have those restock dates available on the website for you guys. But if it's not, just let us know, like you're doing now, and we know who to talk to. Basically, there's like 2 people that can maybe help us with that information.
Let's see here. Don't see a date on it.
Okay, so no date yet, but we'll put it in the chat. There should be a date there, probably within 24, 48 hours. But yes. For now, you can opt in for alerts. That way, it'll send you a notification as soon as they get back in stock.
Yeah, sorry, Joe, no date yet, but I'm sure someone will jump on right now and give you a date.
All right, so guys, we just went through some of the things that you can do with sublimation. We talked about kind of how to introduce it, how to make that 10K. Let's now talk more about the how-to of how to actually make those cups, right? So let's do some 20 skinnies with maybe some styles that you didn't know are available with the new handles. So let's go ahead and check those out. I'm gonna go ahead and go right back behind the table. Let me know if there's more questions, and we'll get right back into that, okay?
And then, Joe, you did get an answer by John. It says about 4 to 5 weeks for that 40-ounce black handle.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So can we actually bring up my computer screen one more time? Yes. We can get rid of that other thing.
This one. Got it. And this one should be on.
Perfect.
Maybe.
It's the one at the bottom. Yeah.
Where'd it go? There you go.
Cool. And then, okay, so guys, now I have the MakerFlo site up again. So let's go back to our kits really quick. Grab my mouse. Okay, cool. So we tried that mini kit. We loved it. Or you guys watched me try it and still you loved it. Now we're going to go ahead and kind of look at a few of the other kit options that are available. So let's say I want something with, like say maybe I just want to do some help. I want to do the 20 skinnies. I want to do some 18-ounce hydros. I want to do smaller cups. So for that one, I would recommend you want to start with the Epson and one of our tumbler presses. So you can actually see down here. Yes.
Real quick, I'm gonna put this one on. We have a question. It says, I like to do more on my MakerFlo oven, but I don't like how much temp fluctuates. So, any suggestions or any recommendations?
How the temp what now?
Fluctuates?
Oh, it fluctuates? Okay. So basically, for me, I haven't really had issues with the oven temperature fluctuating. I know that there is a top coil and a bottom coil. So you can have options in there. Like you can either control them separately, like if you feel the top one gets hotter than the bottom one. They really shouldn't be doing that though. There's also an air circulation button. So that's something that I usually like to turn on, and that'll just kind of move, like it blows the air around. So that way there's not like any cold pockets or anything like that. The other thing I would say is definitely make sure you wait until the oven is done preheating before you start using it. Because when you set the timer won't start until the oven preheats. So like say you set it for 20 minutes, as soon as you see it hit 19, that's your clue to let you know it's ready to go. It does make a little noise, but if you don't hear it, that's kind of your other thing. So it looks like here for the options that we are going to have this printer kit here that comes with a bunch of the tumblers and blank. That's probably where I would start. So this is only $549. So this is just 150 more than what the actual printer would be itself. And this is going to come with not only paper, tape, the toolkit, it's going to come with a bunch of different blanks as well. So this would be a great way to kind of start up your business. And then depending on what you want to do, like say you're doing 40s, things like that, we also have another kit over here. And this kit includes the oven, like we were just talking about. So that one has the oven as well as the mini flat press. So depending on kind of the products that you want to make, that's really what you want to think about as far as what you need to purchase. Let's say you don't have the oven and you just want to do some skinny cups. So you can actually go back to Sublimation and go and check out our heat presses because we do have a new cup press as well, which is kind of at the very end of the screen there. So it's sitting kind of cutely behind that purple light. But yeah, so the tumbler press is only $149. And that one is going to be really great for your cups. Super great for beginners who might not know exactly where to apply the tape, pressure, things like that. And we'll kind of show you how easy it is in just a moment. And then we also have the flat heat press. So say you're doing t-shirts, sweaters, things like that. This is going to be a great one for those kind of products. So depending on what products you want to use, that's what you need to think about next before you pick your next machine. You get the Epson for sure because you need those prints. And then from there, you decide what else you need to kind of get the ball rolling. So hopefully that makes sense. We go ahead and take the screen off now, Danny.
All right. And I'm dropping the links to the chat as well.
Awesome.
That way.
Okay. Now, I have my cup press here. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave this to the side for the moment, and we're going to go ahead and just turn it on. So I'm going to click on the little power button. And I want to say 356 is the correct temperature for tumblers because we've just kind of been leaving it there. So we'll go ahead and let that heat up. While that's heating up, let's go ahead and look at the cups I was telling you about. So can we switch to this upper one? Awesome. Okay. So you guys all know about this guy, the classic 20-ounce skinny that has been revamped to make room for the handle. So this is our classic 20 skinny. It is a screw-on lid tumbler. Now, not only do we have this one, but we have it available in glitter shimmer. And then we just introduced the stainless version as well. So this is stainless and sublimatable, and it can take a handle as well. And then this one happened kind of silently. So if you didn't know about this, that's probably why. But we also have a glow-in-the-dark green tumbler that, look, takes a handle as well too. So all 4 of these styles are available, and these all fit in your tumbler press perfectly. And they fit that 8.5 by 11 paper with, ease. So these are kind of be great starter points for if you're gonna just kind of get into the tumbler business. You want to make sure that they're colorful, they're bright, awesome. This is where you want to go. So guys, out on the floor, I showed you classic, shimmer, glow, and stainless. Which one do we want to see? First one with a vote gets to be the one that I do.
All right.
And you guys know me, I have designs ready to go. So we've got glow, stainless, classic, and shimmer. What do we want to see?
So here, no votes yet.
What if they dance?
Nothing yet. First vote is going to be shimmer.
Shimmer it
Thank
is.
you from Instagram.
All right, so shimmer.
And then Joe said glow from YouTube.
All right, we'll do a shimmer and then we'll do glow. How about that? All right, cool. So I've got my shimmer out first, and then I've got my glow to the side. We'll go ahead and move our little bottle opener out of the way. It's done its job. Now let's go ahead and get one of our prints. So it's St. Patrick's Day, right? So how about we do this little guy? What do you guys think about that? Is it cute? Should we do this?
No, the next one I think you should do glow because glow. Two more votes.
Yeah? Okay, I have one for glow too. I'm really excited about. So we'll get there. I don't want to reveal it too soon. I'm gonna put it to the side. Okay. So you guys like this little guy? He's pretty cute, right? Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll get our shimmer tumbler, and I'm gonna unbox it. Now, guys, when you're unboxing our tumblers, one thing that you'll see about the new handled tumblers, they have this space. So this foam is put there so that there is room for when you have your handle later. And then you're gonna have your straw inside, just chilling right over here. And then we also have our tumbler that is in a nice clean bag. We'll go ahead and twist off the lid because they are twist now. And then we'll go ahead and dump out the care card. For those of you who might have seen that last live, if you leave the care card in on mistake or on accident, it's fine. We've tested in both the tumbler press and the oven. It's fine. Don't do it because we don't like starting fires. But if it happens, it's okay. I'll go and put that to the side. I'm going to go ahead and just take that out of its bag. And I'm also going to go ahead and put the lid back in the box so that I have everything in there for safekeeping. Now, next thing I want to do, since it does have the handle, I'm going to go ahead and add the handle to it. So that way when I put the design on it, I know that the design will fall exactly where I want it to be. Okay? So I just grabbed a purple handle. It doesn't matter which one you grab. They're all going to have kind of the same, they're all going to have the same stopping points, which is really nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and take off a piece of tape. I took off too much, so I'm going to cut that in half. This is going to be my tape to kind of lock everything in. We are not going to go tape up the sides. We're just going to go ahead and do some down the middle. So I'll go ahead and put this around. Now I want the seam to meet up right behind the handle. I'm going to kind of line everything up with that. So I want this to be there. Perfect. And I have just a little bit of overlap, so nothing too crazy. Perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the handle off. I don't want to put that into my tumbler press, and then we'll just line up our design. Now, when you're lining up your design, the thing that you want to focus on is the bottom. So you want to make sure that the bottom is lining up, because as long as this lines up, the rest will fall into place. So I'm going to go ahead and just get those two pieces of paper to meet evenly. Perfect. And then I'm also avoiding just the lip of the tumbler. So I want to go just above where that curve ends. That way it's sitting nice and flat on the cup. Because if you bring it past the curve, you're going to get kind of uneven color, kind of a blurry image down there. So now that I have it where I want, I'm going to go ahead and pull the paper as tight as possible. And we're going to put one piece down the middle, just like that. Okay. Now let's go ahead and add a few more strips. Now, again, usually we do, oh, and it sounds like the press is ready for us already, which is great. Okay. For those of you who don't know, if you press any button after it heats up, you can get it to stop beeping. So that's what I did. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and put just a few more pieces of tape on this. You know that in the past, we would normally do tape down the middle, and that would be to protect from the overlap and the bleed over of the colors. With this one, the seam was pretty small. We don't really have a lot of overlap, so we don't really need to do that. We'll go ahead and just make sure we are lining up the paper and getting this taped up. Now, what I like most about using this tumbler press is that this is all we really need to do. I've seen people kind of add more tape than this. You can if you want. You don't really do so. As long as you have a nice solid line up the seam, you're good to go. You can also give it a little shake to make sure your design's not moving around. If your design's moving around, then it's too loose, so it needs to be tightened up. This feels good. We'll go ahead and get our parchment paper and we're going to press it. What's so funny over there, Danny?
Mary, thank you for explaining that. Because all of a sudden in the comments, a bunch of little letters came up and little. She goes, "Sorry, that was my cat."
Oh, Kitty wanted to say hello. I almost picked the cat design. All right, cool. So I'm gonna put that in the oven, or not in the oven, in the press, and I'll go ahead and hit the play button. Okay, so now it is doing its thing. It just closed on its own, which is super cool. I'll bring it over just a little bit more. Perfect. So what it's doing now is it's going to go ahead and press through this side. When it's done with this side, I'm going to flip it and do the other side. The way that I can tell between what's been done and what hasn't is I always leave the seam facing up. That way when it comes out, I know I need to just flip it the opposite way and get it fully pressed. I have seen other people that will press the tops and the bottoms separately as well. That's up to you. If you feel like you're missing those pieces of your tumbler often, you can do that. But if you're not, why would you add more work to your, or more time to your work, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we'll just do it for the 60 seconds. We've got it at 356. Once this side is done, again, we'll flip it, okay? But yeah, let me know if you have questions so far, guys. I'm pretty excited about the designs for the next few tumblers as well. And again, these were all paired with the Epson F170. We did this, maybe a couple hours ago. They print out super quick. I would say maybe like 2 minutes for each print, something like that. But yeah, not too much time at all. Okay, so now I want to take out the tumbler. I'm going to go ahead and just flip it around, and then we'll put it right back in. So I'm going to go ahead and just flip the tumbler, and I already see so many amazing colors coming through. So this is exciting. And then we're going to put it right back into the cut press. Okay. Perfect. You want it to be kind of in the middle. That way it is getting the whole thing.
Real quick, Joe just shared with us, said, ever since I got my tumbler press, it's been awesome, game changer.
Yeah, that's great. And I think Joe was telling us he didn't do a lot of cup sublimation before then, if I am correct. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like you were newer to this, but just let me know. Do we have another comment that just popped up? Or is it the same one?
She voted for glow.
Oh, yeah?
I think it's a little delayed, maybe.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen, yes.
It's going to happen. The blue one I'm really excited about. It's another fun, festive print. You guys can guess if you want what you think the design is going to be. If someone guesses correctly before I bring it out, then you can have it. I'll ship it to you.
Wow.
Yeah. And then in the meantime, I know we were talking a bit about the Epson F170 earlier, kind of the capabilities of what it could do and how to do everything. So if you guys have any questions about that, make sure you're letting us know as well. We would love to get those questions answered for you.
And Joe said it was true.
I knew it. I knew it. Okay, so this one's done. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull this back out of the way. And then we'll go ahead and look at the top and see how it did. Okay, so first thing I will say, when you take your tumbler out, you want to notice if you see color. If you don't see color coming through the paper, then that's a good sign to tell you that it needs more time. But especially where the tape is, like you can really see those colors already starting to come through. So I have a good feeling about this one. I'm not going to give it more time. I'm going to just let it chill for a second. Did anybody guess the other design that we're doing that is themed?
No, not yet.
Also, did you guys see the glove? He came for the what is it? The Highland Cow Party.
We have a question. Sure. It says, "How long will printed sub designs last before?" This is where I kind of get confused.
Yeah.
Before it says, "How long will printed sub designs last before not I now fresh is best?" I can't. I don't know.
She's probably saying, "How long will they last?" I know fresh is best. But how long will they last? So let me know if I misinterpreted that wrong. But so for us, I know that we have printed out designs and they've still been good up to a year later. I know my friend Dawn Wolf from her was DLCC, but she has her own Instagram as well, and she's done some old prints and shown that depending on the paper, they can still be just as vibrant as original. But I will say, just as a rule of thumb, try not to let them go over a year old because that's when it could expire technically too. So definitely try to get your prints done within the year. I wouldn't print more than that at a time, if that
helps. And no one's guessed.
Okay, yeah, no one guessed. I'll give you guys a second more while we get this unwrapped. And yeah, it's coming up soon.
And then Joe did say he did have a manual press and he hated it.
We had one too, and it was hard, Joe. They gave us one to practice with first, and we're like, this is not fun. We'll just use the oven. But now that we have this, unless we're doing 40s, we don't really use the oven too much anymore. I mean, it's a great machine, especially if you're doing like different sizes. Like say you want to do like a 20 and a 40 at the same time, or you have multiple different sizes. You can do several cups in that oven at once, which is great. So you kind of just batch everything up, get it wrapped up, ready to go, and then just start putting them all in there at the same time, which is really cool. So it just depends on what you're doing. Do we have anybody else out there who loves the oven too? Or are we sold on the press? Let me know, guys.
We had someone vote or guess, and they said Easter.
Okay, but what else though? I said it was an upcoming holiday. You gotta guess what the Easter items will be, and don't just say a bunny, because that's too easy. Right, almost done with this.
Yeah, they're saying thank you for their question with before typing.
Yes, I got you. I got you. Guys, look at this. How cute is that? Look at this little tumbler. And then my seam looks excellent. I don't see any bleed over. There's no ghosting. It's not a seamless design, so you will see where this is. But that doesn't look muddy at all. What do you think, guys?
Where does the handle fall?
We'll see. That's a good question. Let's look at this paper really quick one more time. So guys, remember when we were talking about the paper, kind of looking at it after. So see at the top of this paper how there's a little bit of color up here? And that's only because I made this a little bit bigger than the cup. So that red is still on there because it never really transferred on. But everything else, like you can see that all of the color came out of here pretty great. Yeah, I'm very pleased with those results. Let's go ahead and add a handle to it if you guys want to make sure that I did it. Let's see.
Yeah, everyone's saying it's cute. But we did get another guess. Kelly said Highland cow with bunny ears.
Okay, that's a cute guess. Doesn't that look great? You can see the handles right where I want them to be. Fantastic.
They're amazed at how the colors are really pop.
And that yellow looks amazing with it,
yeah? Yeah.
That's the one. Okay, cool. So we got one done. Let's go ahead and go on to our next one. Unfortunately, there were not any accurate guesses. If my mom was here today, she would have been able to do this. But the next one is going to be Peeps. So, yeah, if you guys are not familiar with Peeps, the sugary coated marshmallows, that's what this is. And I will say I chose the Peeps design because as a kid, I loved Peeps, and I would get them every Easter. And then as an adult, I grew out of them, and it took years before my mom realized that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you kind of on the spot real quick and ask you a question just because my mind just going. No, it's not. It's actually about what we're talking about.
Okay.
So being that you just created that cup, right?
Yeah.
And you printed all of it.
Yeah. It's fully colored.
You taped it down, and then you put it in the press.
Yeah.
If you had a market this weekend, do that.
Yeah.
What's the pricing on that with the extra handle? At what price would you
have? $30 is what I would charge for that, because not only does it have the handle, it's fully wrapped, so it's color from edge to edge, and then on top of that, you still have your box. So when people come around, what I normally do, like when I set up cups at my shop, is I'll have the box behind the cup so they can see that that's what they're buying. They're getting this and the package that it comes in. So that way, like when they leave, like they're not just leaving with the cup that they really hope that they don't throw up on the way out. Like this, they're not going to pay for something like that they think it's just going to get ruined. But if it comes in a box where it can get home safely and has a fighting chance and a care card inside, like this just makes everything worth it. So easy, $30 is what I would say for this.
And then if you could do me a favor real quick, do you have a shimmer that's unboxed and then put it up. Someone they're asking how the shimmer look.
This is the shimmer.
That is the shimmer?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we can get it a little higher.
So you can really tell like the bottom, I think. And we can do that versus the slow one. You kind of see the difference. So see how this one's kind of matte and that one's got like a shine to it? I think that's the biggest difference. Hopefully that helps.
Or maybe bring it to this one here in the front one.
Oh, okay.
Let's try that.
Okay. Let's play musical tumblers.
Yes.
All right, who's ready? So this is the shimmer. Yeah, you can see it now. And then this is the glow bottom. So you can definitely see the difference between those two. Right? The camera is struggling because they're so different. Cool?
Cool.
All right. Now let's go ahead and put the peeps on here.
They're saying their teeth's too cute.
Right? Thank you. I knew you guys were going to love this. I told Danny when I printed it. I said, this is going to be a hit. All right, so now I've got my peeps up. I'm going to do the same thing. I want to go ahead and get my handle. I'm going to put the handle on it so that way I line it up. I can make sure that the seam ends where I want it to end, okay? So I got my handle on. I've got my little peeps. And I want them to land right where that handle lines up. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to kind of figure that out real quick, where that should be. Perfect. Okay. So that's kind of where I think it should line up. I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to go ahead and just take off the handle. Okay. Oops. Put my hand down a little bit. Perfect. Okay. So no more handle. Now I've got my tape. Now let's go ahead and just make sure that this is lined up with where it should be. Perfect. Okay. Now for mine here, the bottom isn't super even, but with this design, it's not fully colored. Like there's a lot of white space. And when I mean white space, I mean just stuff that's not going to transfer over. Yes, Danny.
So great question. This is a great question. Actually. What designs do not work well on glow in the dark tumblers?
That's an amazing question. So I'm glad that you asked that. With glow tumblers, the biggest thing you want to keep in mind is that it needs to have some white. So when I was talking just a second ago about how there's a bunch of white space, the reason why I wanted this design to go on a glow tumbler is because of that. So whatever is super light or white, that is what's going to glow in the dark. So say you have like a spooky Halloween design and it's really dark, but there's like just a few highlights here and there. Those highlights will glow. Nothing else will. The black will not glow. Dark red will not glow. Nothing like that. So if you have a design like this, don't put it on your glow tumbler. You're going to be sorely disappointed by the lack of glow. Okay, but something like the peeps or even like this would be a great design for your glow tumbler. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, great question.
And then just Mama Brown said you used to love peeps.
See, I told you. I did, and I think you might have missed the first part. I did love peeps so much when I was younger, but I slowly grew out of them. I don't mind them from time to time, but I cannot eat a pack of peeps, and I have not eaten a pack of peeps in I don't know how long. I can't tell you. Yeah, so that's the peep story. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this peep design on this tumbler, and it is terribly nostalgic. I'm very happy about this. But yeah, it's nice and tight on there. I like where everything's lined up. Let's go ahead and press it because we put that together in what, a minute and a half maybe, and with the prints taking 2 minutes. Like this is an easy way to kind of build that up. So guys, watching me make these tumblers, I ask you again, who cannot make at least one tumbler a day? Let me know if that is too much for you to commit to. And we won't judge you. I'm just curious if you're out there. That's all. So, right, Danny? What do you think?
No, I think it's very doable, yeah. And especially when you have the proper equipment, right? Mm-hmm. And as you find your niche and your what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, sorry, I keep forgetting. As you find your niche and your market, right? Designs that you want to put out there, it gets easier. And for me, actually, to be honest with you, it was kind of therapeutical.
Yeah,
it helped me kind of forget about certain things, especially when my mom passed away. That's when I started doing it, and yeah, it's not only does it help you grow as business wise, but it also helps you individually. And yeah, as soon as you find your niche and market, and I think it's very, very doable. I was finding myself doing, I don't know, 4 or 5 in minutes. And
how many thousands did you make?
Just millions.
No, but I mean, it's also effort, right? So like, you can make the cups for fun, you can make them for therapy purposes, but if you're making them for business, just make sure you're always marketing those products. Like take pictures of them, take videos while you're making them, post up that content. People really like to see the behind the scenes. Who doesn't? I don't know about you guys, but from the markets that I've done, whenever I promote what I'm doing beforehand, people that have come over and like, I saw this online. Like, they're so much more interested in buying it from you because they feel like it's famous almost. They're just like, I saw this on the internet, So definitely just keep that stuff in mind, guys, and make sure that you're not selling yourself short. There's so many resources that are available to you, and I mean, some of them are free. Like putting that stuff on Instagram doesn't cost you anything but a little bit of your time. And that time is going to be well worth it when you make that sale later on. So just kind of keep those things in mind.
I think the big key is being consistent.
Yeah.
Consistent. And again, once you find your rhythm and what you're going to be offering your customers, and like Sam said, the internet's free, Instagram's free. Take advantage of it and put your stuff out there. And trust me, people are going to be reaching out. So just find that little missing piece that you're missing, and then go ahead.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I will say, I think we have time to do one more cup. So I'll start taking votes now while we're getting this one done.
Glow won.
Well, Glow's happening right now.
Glow. Oh, is it?
I was so fast.
I'm so lost right now.
Yeah. It's because I was so fast with that you didn't see it happening.
Yeah, I didn't.
Like John Cena over here. But anyways, so I have 2 different options for you guys. You can do an 18-ounce stainless steel hydro, the stainless steel camper mug, or the stainless steel 20 stainless. 3 options actually. But you guys can pick any of the stainless steel tumblers. I just want to show you guys what the color looks like on those tumblers as well, because it's just a new thing that you wouldn't normally think to do with the stainless steel tumblers. Sublimate them, right? Because most people think epoxy to get color on those guys, right? No, you can do sublimation as well, at least with ours.
We got a vote for mug.
Okay.
And then I think Kayla is asking, classic, is that the stainless steel?
Yeah, so I have the 20 skinny stainless steel.
Stainless steel, another vote. Joe voted for the stainless steel. So.
Or the 18-ounce hydro or the camper mug.
So this is a great question. I'm going to put it up.
Let's do it.
But the question is, can we laser engrave on the glow or shimmer tumbler?
That is a great question. Absolutely you can. I will say make sure you have excellent ventilation, because you should not be breathing that stuff in. But you can absolutely engrave on the glow in the dark or the shimmer tumblers. I will say I have an old pen. I don't know if I have it on me now, but there is a Christmas design. I think that Danny engraved onto a sublimation barrel. So I definitely have that, and that looks pretty cool. So it just depends, but it's like a Merry Christmas one, and it's a glow in the dark. One of those barrels. So, but yeah, you can definitely do that. Okay.
So we did get 2 votes for mug the mug, and then 1 for the hydro, and then 2 for the stainless.
Okay. All right, you guys ready to see the peep reveal? Okay. How cute! Look at the peeps. It kind of makes me want some peeps. But again, this is not a seamless design, so you're going to be able to see where that edge is. Totally normal, but it is nice and clean. Like, you don't see any bleed over, anything like that. Everything looks so super clean and vibrant, and I feel like the purple lid is going to be the one for this one. So let's see. Where was our seam? Right there. Okay, so I'm going to go and just on there. There it is. What do you think, guys?
It's adorable.
Isn't that cute?
Super cute.
Guys, look what we did. So So we've got 2 perfect tumblers that we can easily sell for 25 a piece or 30, if not more. All right, now let's move on. We said we're gonna do, what was it? It was the camper that got the most votes?
Yes.
Or the stainless skinny?
They both have both 2 each, actually, to be honest with you. But real quick, so Joe was sharing with us saying that a customer wanted him to print with the Eufy on the Flow. He said it came out amazing.
Isn't that cool? I love it. I love that. The Eufy stuff is really cool. Just make sure you are for sure like sanding first, because you don't want that stuff to come off later on, but you want to make sure that that color has something to grip to. All right, so I just took the camper mug out. Danny wants to show you something cool. We might show you in the Danny cam.
Oh. I don't know, because it's too bright in here. We have so many lights now, so I don't know if that's going to work.
So many lights.
But it's going to be very hard to show it because of
how much I shine.
Because of my shyness. That's right, man. Thank you for.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but.
Oh, I glowed a little bit.
A little bit. I'm gonna switch it to this one.
Okay.
Let's see.
There we go.
Oh,
that's
close.
Cool.
Yeah. But it does glow. I'll see that. But yeah.
That's awesome.
It's just too bright in here.
Yeah.
It's not. Without our fancy.
That's right. Studio lighting.
That's right. All the magic.
And I will say too, what's super neat is the box glows too. So if you got that glow tumbler, like not just the tumbler, it's the box that glows as well. So definitely pretty neat.
And it's just not the tumblers in the box. We glow too.
We glow. I was like, where are you going with this? Well, the care card doesn't glow. All right, guys. Now I do want to show you this design. This is the reason why I kind of wanted to do this one as well. So we can switch to the top cam real quick. So when you're printing designs, I will say specifically, you want to make sure. Here, can you switch to the
top one? Yeah. Real quick though, before on Instagram, we have a long time friend and part of the MakerFlo family, Cordell. What is going on?
Hey, Cordell.
He says, "Hey Sam, Danny, it's Cordell. He goes, I used to be some of the best Sublimation tumblers.
That's right.
I miss the MakerFlo team. Hey Cordell, we miss you too, man. Hope you are doing great.
Cordell's an OG. Huh? Cordell's an OG.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope you and the family are doing great. You know that we're here, so anything you need, let us know.
If you were lucky enough to catch us at our first time at the Utah Pinners, you would have picked Cordell potentially. He was there and he helped us out with that. He went to one of the trade shows. So
that's right.
So guys, the MakerFlo family doesn't stop here. We're everywhere. We're in the comments, all on the screen. Okay, let's move up to this camera here. Okay, so guys, so this design, when I printed this design, I noticed that it had these lines on it. So these lines, sometimes people will make this in the design so that you know where to cut. But these lines always kind of give me problems because you have to make sure you cut around. If you leave these lines in there, just like with the model opener word, you can sublimate onto your design. So when you're cutting, you need to make sure that you're cutting out any of those lines that you don't want onto your tumbler. So I'm cutting right within them because I don't want any of this onto the mug that I'm working on. And I want to just go ahead and have it look like a nice clean design. But because we were talking about a map of the 50 states, I did the world. Isn't that cool? And I will say we got pretty far on our map of states today. So next time, make sure you're bringing your friends from all of the states that we didn't get. Danny can check that off at the moment if you guys want to know who we're missing. So maybe like they joined recently and they didn't know we were trying to catch all the states.
That's right. We started off the live at the beginning mentioning let us know where you're watching from because we find it very, very interesting and intriguing. So
we're nosy.
No, we're not. Yeah, we just want to know where people are watching from.
Now, this one design that I'm using here, this is not a full image, so there is a little bit of a gap. But I find with tumblers like the mugs, this is a lot easier to work with. First of all, you're not really going to have people looking here for the design. So to have it be a little blank, it's fine. And because this is stainless steel, it's not going to look blank. It's going to look stainless. So no issues, right? So I'm going to go ahead and just put a few pieces of tape, maybe here, here, and here, and then we'll go ahead and press it and see how it does. But yeah, go ahead, Danny.
With?
The states that we have gotten.
Oh, so far? Okay. I was like, sorry, I was trying to make sure that you can see this.
I can see.
Okay, so Off the list, we have Alabama, Arizona, California, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky, Michigan. We have Nevada, Ohio, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Dakota, Texas, Vermont, and Wisconsin. So if you missed out, everybody, please let us know. I think it's awesome that we could reach out to all these people, to everyone here in these different states. So it's awesome.
I'm surprised we don't have an Idaho. I feel like I heard an Iowa. Maybe it was Ohio though.
Oh,
I don't know. Let us know if we missed your state, guys, because we would love to represent you. All right, cool. So I've got tape just along the top. I got one in the middle, and I got one on the bottom, just to keep this paper nice and flat. Okay. So same thing. I'm going to go ahead and grab my paper here, like I've been doing, and then we'll put this into the cup press. Now I have not put a mug into this press before, so we're going to go ahead and do that. All right. So we'll see how this goes, and I'm excited. Okay, so far, so good. It is in. Almost. Okay. Yep, there it goes. So it's snug as a mug, but it's in there. Cool. So then we'll go ahead and we're going to hit the play button, and it's going to give it some pressure. There it goes. It's doing its thing.
Did we change any temps or no?
I didn't. No.
Okay.
We're going to hope for the best. No, all the temps are the same for the cups. The only time you want to kind of give yourself either a higher temp or some more time if you're using the oven and you're doing batch processing. So like say you're going to do all 12 of the 20-ounce skinnies that will fit in the oven at once. 12, that's how many I said. If you put all of those in the oven, you want to give it a little bit more than 6 minutes. So I usually do like 9 minutes with those, and I'll go ahead and increase the temperature up by like 5 or 10 degrees, just to give you some time of thinking about putting all the cups into the oven. And not only that, but basically like the door being open, losing some of that temp. So that's kind of why you would want to do that. I hope that makes sense. All right, but it's almost done. I'm really excited to see how the world looks on this cup. And I was nervous about it fitting in the cup press, but it did. So there you go. You thought mine, guys. All right, so that was it. It is done now. So we're gonna go ahead and just pull it out of the press. Here we go. Look at that, one hand, no glove. Okay, for this one, we don't need to flip it because there's nowhere to flip to. It really covered everything already, so we are good as is. So I'll go ahead and just move this press out of the way, and then let's go ahead and pull this over. Okay, cool. All right, so now I've got that out. I'm going to go ahead and grab my glove real quick because this is pretty warm. And guys, we are reaching the end of this live, so let us know if you have questions, if there's anything we didn't cover that you guys wanted to learn about. Yeah.
We did have a question. The question was, can you overprocess an item on that time?
Absolutely. On this time, no. But like if you left it in there for too long, or if you had the time set too high, you could overprocess it. The way that you would tell something like that is usually the blacks will start to turn kind of brown, and the paper will look like itself. So when you see burnt paper, know that it might be too late. Good question.
Oh, this is great too. Sure. This is just another little add or touch to being able to personalize it more. But it says I can see adding a name to the handle when you use the oven.
Absolutely, yeah, you can do that. We have a cup, and again, I'm very sorry about how this cup turned out because this was a practice cup from a year, if not 2 years ago. But we did test it to see if you technically could. You can sublimate the handle. I didn't sublimate it very well because I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but I sublimated up here as well, around the bottom and the very bottom. Again, I didn't know what I was doing at the time, so it's quite blurry, but it is doable. So, and even if, like, say, you don't want to go through the hassle of sublimating a weird little area like that, you can UV ATF that area. You could also, UV resin in that area. I've also seen people do things where they'll sublimate their cup and then they'll epoxy it afterwards, just to give it a glossier finish, to make it look a little more pristine, and it charges a little extra for it. Because if you're just doing a coat of epoxy, it's not going to take you a lot of time. All it's really going to take is your patience. So keeping things like that, in your repertoire in your arsenal so that you can really have the most unique cups and the most unique products. Okay, now this is already getting pretty cooled off, so I ditched my glove. Now let's go ahead and peel and see how. Oh, it looks so cool. You guys ready? Check that out. The whole world.
It's cool.
Right?
It's really cool. Look at the colors too.
Aren't they vibrant?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it to the front one so you guys can really see.
Real quick, Kelly, thank you. We appreciate it. She says the live has been amazing.
Awesome.
So thank you so much for that.
All right, let's switch over to this guy real quick and look at this one more time. I'm gonna get out of the way so it doesn't have trouble focusing. But yeah, look at that. Isn't that neat? I really love how everything on the stainless steel looks almost like stained glass.
Yeah.
It's a really just neat effect, right? Yeah, what do we think, guys? Do we like the effect of the stainless steel being sublimated?
We got a wow, very cool. Yeah, it looks great.
Awesome.
Yeah, again, the colors vibrant.
So something like this didn't take a lot of time, didn't cover the whole thing. You saw me throw that together, 3 pieces of tape, 1 pressing. I mean, at least 20, $25 for something like this, because you can't just make that if you don't have a printer, if you don't have a press. Like, you have to think about, like, not only your time, but the value that you're offering someone when you're coming up with prices. So know that we have 3 very different styled cups here, 3 very different prices that you can make for them, but they're super custom, and we did them that quickly. Get in.
This is a great way of
Sure.
actually explaining how it looks. These looks like watercolors. Actually,
Doesn't
exactly the perfect definition.
Mhm.
Like, yes,
It does.
yeah,
It absolutely
yeah.
does.
And then real quick, over on Instagram, mine never looked that good whenever I sublimate on stainless steel. So my question is, are you using MakerFlo stainless steel tumblers?
And paper and ink and Epson F170. Like, it's all of the things that go into it. Like, I know it sounds almost like a brand elitist. So, like, did you use MakerFlo? But I hear this a lot. Like, people, and I'm sure you guys have seen the reels too, where different makers will show you, I did this with this kind of paper and I did this with MakerFlo paper. And the difference is night and day. I've seen the same thing with converted printers versus the regular printer. Like, the color and the vibrancy just isn't there. So you have to make sure that you're investing into the right products, because if you're just throwing money at something that is subpar or something that you're struggling to sell because it doesn't look great, then maybe you need to up your product game a little bit. Like, just maybe try something else different. Sometimes buying 1 or 2 might seem kind of pricey, but once you get into the flow of it and you're building in bulk, and you're buying in bulk, that's where the money is. So try your samples here and there, but definitely once you're ready to commit, do the bulk stuff. Yes.
Real quick, so Kayla says she's only missing the F170.
Okay.
So there you go. That's
a big thing.
That's a big thing right there, because you are printing with sublimation.
Price just
went down. And then we have a question also. Question is, what is the life of the print on the cup?
That's a great question. So that honestly, that will live forever until you ruin it. The only way that you would ruin it is if you put it in the dishwasher. Just because the steam, that kind of thing, isn't good for sublimation. It can make it start to look cloudy. And then I wouldn't leave it in the sun, obviously, for like all day. Like, I will say, as a test, I do have a glow in the dark tumbler that we made here. When did we do the T-Rex cups? Do you remember? Like, over a year ago.
Yeah.
So it's a glow in the dark tumbler with little T-Rexes on it, and it's pink. And I put it in my window so that during the day it charges, and then at night I bring it into my room as like a glow in the dark light. And the color still looks great on it. And I've been leaving it in my window all day, every day until nighttime where I bring it in. So I can show it off in the next slide.
Well, yeah. Real quick, I'm going to share this with you guys too as well. Put it on the screen. But if you can read it there, I sublimated on the MakerFlo post. We're doing this live with an owl on it, and it's gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. So thank you. You are welcome.
Absolutely. And that's what this is about, right? Like, if you can hang out with us and craft with us, like, we try to advertise what we're working on beforehand. That way you can kind of grab those supplies and get them ready to go. But that's the ideal situation, because who else does this? Like, it asks me anything while you guys are, making together, while you're crafting together. Nobody. So every Tuesday, know that you guys can tune in. We're going to try to give you a heads up of what we're working on. But even if we're just talking, we're going to infuse the making into it, because that's what we are. That's what we do. The products we sell are only this good because we test them. We want them to be be this good. And the people that make the products, even, you know, in our factory in China, like they're this devoted to everything too. They're just as excited about the new products as we are, if not more, is what I hear from Mark and John. They haven't taken me to China with them yet, but from what I hear, the people that we work with, they're invested in the brand just as much as we are. So know that every little thing that comes from MakerFlo, thought out, it was practiced with, it was made with, and you know, we can tell you about how to do it. So this is kind of why you want to tune in here. This is why you want to bring your making supplies, your crafting supplies, and ask those questions. Yeah. Anything else, guys? How do we do, by the way?
How do we do with?
How do we do with this live? Let us know.
Yeah, actually, I think that's the biggest thing. Yeah, but I'm gonna read two real quick things before we sign off.
Sure.
So I love these lives. Sometimes I'm working on projects, other times I'm not. So great, that's awesome. Another one that we had here by Kayla on Instagram. Thank you for this live. I didn't think I could learn any more about it, but I was wrong. Thank you.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I'm glad that we could do something here. We have a lot of fun with these, and if we can also teach something along the way, that is the goal.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, I have to say, I feel like we have gotten through a lot today. Next week, we're going to have even more for you. I know today we touched the surface on how to add color into your business. Next week, we're going to talk about how to add color into your business with options, okay? So we'll talk a little bit more about sublimation, but on top of that, we're going to talk about UV printing. And on top of that, I'm just going to say it, we're going to have a guest. So I know you guys love when we bring real makers onto the field with us. But this one we're really excited about. She's a big deal. She was one of our guest speakers at APA when we did our our seminars over there, and she's just an amazing person to work with. I've seen some really cool things come out from her company and from the different things that she can do. So I'm going to say Sunita is going to be with us next week. So if you guys know who that is, amazing. If not, make sure you're checking out Homebound Decor. But yeah, so this is going to be pretty awesome. Any other last minute questions? Anything else we can answer for you guys?
No, just the one I just shared right now on the screen. And then thank you so much, MakerFlo. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. I didn't hear a single Danny cam today either, so sounds like it's Sam cam. This is sketchy.
It's okay.
It's not your fault.
It's all yours.
That's fine. Anyways, Danny set it up just for the record.
That's what I'm about to say. Just remember who set it up. I was about to say that right now. You took the words out of my mouth. So yes, you're welcome.
But anyways, guys, again, thank you so much for being here. Next week, we'll have even more awesome information for you. If you have questions along the way, feel free to drop them on this live. The replay will be available, and those questions will be there forever. So watch the replay, leave your questions. Maybe we'll even answer for you on the next live. Hey, maybe Samita will answer it for you. Right. You never know, right? So thank you guys again so much. We love working with you, and catch you on the next one.
Bye, guys. Stay crafty.